Hello, beautiful souls. I'm getting a very specific kind of message today, so I don't know who this is going to be for, but I am setting the intention that if this is for you, this video reaches you one way or another. The message today is that you are a brand new version of you, but also the one that you've been waiting for a really long time. This version of you that you are stepping into, and I specifically got the words, welcome to this version of you. This is the culmination of everyone that you've been before, every place that you've been, every trial that you've gone through has refined you and molded you into this current version of you that you are now. And the word untouchable came out here in connection to all of this and in connection to this new version of you, because this new version of you is untouchable, meaning you are seeing right through patterns of manipulation. You are seeing right through lower vibrational energies, even the subtle ones. You are seeing right through to the core of others, to the heart of others, in a way that has become so natural for you. It feels almost obvious. It feels like, can't everyone see what I'm seeing about this person or about this situation? But the reason that you feel that way is that you've come to this place of clear sight, spiritually speaking, where you are able to truly see things for what they are, because I'm hearing there's no filter on your perception. Your perception is very clear because it's not being filtered by fear or by doubt or by lower vibrational patterns. You've cleared all of that away within yourself. So now you're able to see other people very clearly. I'm also hearing that when it comes to your relationships, your friendships, interpersonal connections, you have a very strong awareness of exactly how other energies are interacting with you and affecting you. And most people on the planet do not have any kind of this awareness. They are not aware of how other people and things are actually impacting them on an energetic level. But you've come into this place of extremely heightened sensitivity where you are able to really pinpoint exactly how other people are interacting with you energetically. I'm hearing you're able to pick up things that they are like thinking about you or energies that they are sending you, even when they do not use their words, even when that energy is coming to you on a purely telepathic level. So when someone is in your life who seems to do or say all the right things on the surface, but there's just something off about their energy that you can't quite shake, and yet that feels so clear and so obvious to you, it's because you are actually picking up on something that they are sending you subconsciously or telepathically. You are picking up on the way that the two of your energies are actually interacting with one another and how that is affecting you. So what I'm getting is that this version of you is very strong in their boundaries, but it happens naturally. Your energy now is the boundaries. So in the past, you may have felt the need to be the one to set and to clarify these boundaries with other people. But in this new phase of your life, your energy is the boundary. I see your energy like this literal ring of fire around you. And I'm hearing anything that wants to connect with you must pass through the fire. But what I'm hearing is that the fire is love, meaning nothing can reach you unless it passes through love, unless it comes through the heart. Otherwise, it is not going to be able to connect with you. Now, the reason I'm making this video, because while this whole dynamic we're describing, this version of you that is so clear, that is so strong in their boundaries, that seems to have this sharp perception, while all of that sounds like a beautiful thing, and it is, and a positive thing, and of course it is, The reason I'm making this video is because for the person I'm channeling into here, this has brought in a little bit of confusion and doubt at times as well, because this version of you is so new. You've never been like this before. You've never quite been this version of yourself. And in a way, I'm getting, it feels almost like it happened very suddenly, even though it's something you've been actively becoming for a very long time now, maybe months, years, or decades. I feel like the process itself has actually been, I'm hearing for many of you, a lifelong process to become this person, to embody this energy that you now embody. It's been a lifelong process, but a more intensified process over the course of most likely somewhere in the last 10 years, could be just the last few years, could be the whole last decade. I'm just getting that something about this process of becoming this version of yourself has really expedited and intensified, specifically in the last 10 years or even more recently. But what I'm getting is at times this creates confusion and doubt because you are not accustomed to feeling this clear yet. And so sometimes that clarity to you can feel like harshness, or it can feel like apathy. Like you may be wondering, why am I suddenly feeling no desire to like date or to make friends in certain places or to connect with certain kinds of people or these people who have been in my life? Or why am I just no longer feeling a desire to plug in and connect in certain ways socially? I'm just getting, especially this has to do with your community, social connections, or relationships of some kind. So you may suddenly be feeling as though, well, I'm hearing, first of all, it was building for a long time, but now you've reached this point where that door has finally fully shut, where you literally have no energy, no pull, no desire to certain things or people from your past. But I am getting the word toxic as well. So I feel that the things and people and dynamics that you've lost a desire to connect with, you knew all along were subtly toxic for you in some way. But for a while, they also seem to be teaching you as well. So while they may have been, I'm hearing they were showing you how to support yourself and how to love yourself. They were initiating you into deeper levels of self-love. But what I'm getting is that now you no longer have to outsource your validation, your love to other people, meaning you are full of love within yourself, and not just for yourself. Although, yes, I feel that you've developed like this deep well of self-love within you, but a love for humanity as well, for things that you're passionate about, for your work, for your life. I feel your energy so saturated in love right now. Again, for yourself, for humanity, for the world, for your work, for your passions. You're so full of love that no one can manipulate you into a negative or draining dynamic simply because they're enticing you with some form of love that they're going to give you in return for being part of that dynamic. They can't manipulate you into that because you don't have a need for those kinds of external forms of validation. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm seeing that you are going to be increasingly receiving a lot of forms of external validation, but it's coming as a result of the fullness within yourself, the way that you've already filled yourself with your own love, saturated your own energy with love, with self-support. And as a result of that, your universe externally, the fabric of your reality, is going to increasingly reflect that love back to you in the form of maybe like strangers approaching you or complimenting you or smiling at you, or opportunities coming into your life, or new forms of abundance, or new ideas coming into your life. Whatever this is for you, I see a lot of that validation coming in, but it's coming not because you need it, but because you found it internally. You really discovered like the whole secret of the universe here. I feel like you've just completely unlocked it within yourself. If you are finding this video and if this is connecting for you, And you have felt the shift, which is probably why you were guided to click on this video. Because again, while this is actually a really positive shift within you, in fact, I would say this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest leaps in consciousness that you've ever taken all at once. This feels, again, like it was something that, yes, was building gradually behind the scenes, but when it happened, when you finally took that jump, took that leap, it feels like that happened almost instantaneously. There was something very like immediate about this shift, which may be part of why it's caught you off guard or even left you feeling a little bit confused. Like, wait a second, last week or last month or a few months ago, I felt so interested still or so drawn into these dynamics and connections and situations. And now I'm suddenly feeling apathetic towards them. I'm hearing there's like a seasonal shift on your spiritual journey. Like you've shifted into a totally different season. And my guides are calling it the reaping season or the harvest season, where you are reaping the rewards, where you are harvesting the fruits of everything that you've labored for, that you've planted. And that's part of why you're feeling so apathetic towards these people and dynamics that may have subtly lowered your vibration, because they aren't meant to come along with you into the harvest phase if they are still in a state of depleting you. The ones who come with you into the harvest phase must be the ones who are contributing to the environment, the fertile soil, so to speak, that is allowing for the growth and allowing for the seasons of harvest. And I almost just feel like there are many people who have recently and maybe suddenly fallen out of your life. You may have decided to cut them out of your life or to distance from them, or they may have just disappeared on you. But this has all been like the last bit of realignment to really shift you into this next season where you are receiving the rewards, where you're receiving the manifestations that you set into motion so long ago. That is what I'm picking up on here very strongly. But I'm also hearing that as you make this shift, you are clearing the space to actually be connecting more with people who can genuinely support you, celebrate you, and admire you in this so-called harvest season. And that actually was incorporated into the title of yesterday's collective reading. You guys know I do channel collective readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on the channel at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I would love for you to tune in on those times and days if you feel guided to do so. Also, if this has been connecting so far, of course, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Yeah, the sense I get is like you are right about to take off in a big way. Something in your life is about to just catapult into success or growth or suddenly seeing so much positive change. And I think that if you are part of this collective, you already know this on some level. It's almost like subconsciously you've been clearing space. I almost see someone like cleaning up a house, but they're also like kicking people out of the house that have just been like living there. I'm hearing like without paying rent or something. I don't know. Metaphorically, it's like you have people living in your home that are not actually contributing, meaning like they're connecting with your spiritual home, with your spiritual energy, but they're not really contributing or adding to your environment. And in fact, they are a drain on you in some way. And I see it's like you've been kicking these people out of your spiritual space or energies. It doesn't have to be specific physical people, but then at the same time, you've also been cleaning house. Like maybe literally you've been cleaning your environment or organizing, but I'm getting on a metaphorical and more spiritual level, you've been like clearing your energy in a way to allow yourself to prepare for this shift that you've been sensing is coming. I'm getting it's almost like how animals will instinctually prepare for the winter season if they live somewhere where it's cold. And it's like in the same way, something in your nature, your instinct, really your intuition has kicked in and is pushing you to prepare yourself for this next season, except it's not a winter that you're going into. It's a harvest season. It's a really beautiful, bright, warm season of your life filled with celebration and connection and success and abundance. And there are many people who are quite literally not capable of coming with you. Now, I am picking up a side message here that there are some people who have kind of been on the fence, is what I'm getting. And I'm hearing the word triggered. So yes, there are certain people that you may have felt just strongly guided to totally cut out of your life, or energies you just wanted to distance from or set boundaries with. But there are other people that were kind of in the middle. People who sometimes seem to align or connect with you in a higher vibrational energy, and sometimes seemed to get triggered by your light or drop off into a lower vibrational energy and kind of ruminate there for a while. But the thing is, when I say they're being triggered right now, I mean they're being pushed to choose. They can no longer sit on the fence of your energy anymore, meaning they can't play both sides. They can't connect with you sometimes in this higher energy and then drop into this lower energy and kind of ruminate there heavily and then jump back into the higher energy. They're being pushed to really commit to either living in truth, living in authenticity, living as a higher version of themselves, which you and your frequency have given them a taste of, that you are really inspiring them up to, or they are going to continue to relearn and integrate some of the lessons that dropping into those lower energies may still be teaching them. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that if they choose to do that. And that doesn't mean they're never going to rise and connect with you in a higher energy. But I do see something is kind of being sealed off here vibrationally, where people can no longer jump in and out of your life the way that they did in the past based on like how they were feeling, where their frequency was. That is not going to happen so much anymore. And so that may be why you've noticed many people have just dropped out of your life, because they may have kind of not been able to sustain or not been committed to sustaining the higher energy consistently, at least not yet. But I'm also hearing that they're missing you. I feel that there are people who right now have felt sealed off from your energy. They've been kind of ruminating in lower vibrations, but they're remembering you or the connection they shared with you or interactions they had with you, almost like remembering something from a past life, except it's something that happened in this life. It just feels like a past life because it feels so distant to them right now. You might have past life history with some of these people coming up here, because that past life wording is just coming up so strongly. I am specifically picking up on one or a couple energies or people who seem to be sealed off from connecting with you right now in this higher energy, but at the same time, they are missing you while they're kind of ruminating on those so-called lower timelines that we've been describing. So I'm going to channel into the specifics of that. But before I get into that, I want to share with you my personal most powerful tool for manifesting in my own life, and these are subliminals. Subliminals are super powerful because, unlike most traditional manifestation techniques, they work with your subconscious mind, which research has shown it's actually our subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So when we shift what's happening in the subconscious mind, we can magnetize our energy very quickly for our desires and shift our entire reality. I have personally seen faster results using subliminals than any other manifestation technique that I've ever tried. I've been using them for years now to manifest, to reprogram my subconscious belief systems, and to magnetize myself for the things that I desire. So I'm so passionate about sharing all of the subliminals I've created with all of you as well. And I'm creating and sharing them through my app, Sound and Soulful, which is now available through the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. So as you can see on the screen, on this app, I have over 130 subliminals for pretty much every area of life. So there are subliminals for love, relationships, energy clearing, manifesting specific things, money, business, and so much more. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you can try for free any subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can read the affirmations while you're listening, and you can create an unlimited number of your own custom private playlists as well. My current most highly recommended subliminal is Break No Contact. If you would like to manifest contact from someone in your life or someone from your past, or you want to speed up the timeline of positive contact, positive interaction with any person, even with someone new, this subliminal is so powerful for shifting your subconscious in such a way that makes you magnetic for receiving positive contact from others, even in cases where they may be very disconnected from you right now physically. In fact, I'm seeing new success stories and testimonials from you in the comments all the time. I know many of you have seen really powerful results using this subliminal to manifest contact from someone in your own life. For example, just last week, I got a message from one of you here on YouTube, and it says, wow, a person contacted me after being blocked for about 8 years after using Break No Contact. So this is just one example of many. I've seen several examples of people getting contacted by someone they've been wanting to hear from after listening to this subliminal, even in cases like that where the person has had them blocked. So it's a really powerful tool to try out for yourself. And again, you can try it completely free for 7 days, see how it works for you. And the link to download the Sound and Soulful Subliminals app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so let's get into some of the specific dynamics coming up here. There is one very strong particular thread of energy, one person coming through particularly that really seems to be missing you heavily, but also feeling very sealed off from you because of how you've risen your vibration, you've risen your standards as well. So I am going to be shuffling some of the cards here. I got the letter initials A-R-K-T, another A. There could be double letters in someone's name here. Okay, so I want to know, first of all, who is this person? Who is this person in V? Okay, so this could be someone who got triggered because they felt like you had already created or done or accomplished things that they want to do, create, or accomplish in their own life. This could be a friend, for example, or a family member, but this also could even be a romantic person where things got a bit complicated because you were in some kind of romantic connection for them, but with them, but they were also jealous of you in a way at the same time because you had accomplished or were accomplishing or embodying certain things that they wanted to embody within themselves. And so there was like this strange amount of almost like envy from this person. If it was romantic, or even if it was a friend or a family member, I'm specifically getting that when you were out in public with this person, you may have gotten compliments from certain people, or people may have said kind things about you, and somehow it triggered this person's lower self, the part of them that didn't feel like they were really becoming the person that they wanted to be. They were getting like very triggered seeing you receive all of this positive attention. It made them feel inferior in some kind of way. And it's strange because you would think that this person would feel lifted up by being around someone who's so magnetic. And in fact, they were actually being lifted up energetically. They were noticing new positive opportunities coming into their life. They were feeling happier, more inspired, just more optimistic in general. They were dreaming bigger for themselves and their life, all as a result of being connected to you. But yet this envy and this jealousy got triggered within them. And I feel that that is why this person got cut out of your life, because that lower energy that got triggered couldn't exist in your field, not with the kind of high vibration that you are carrying. I'm hearing you don't believe in competition. You want everyone to succeed. You see yourself as being, you see everyone as really creating a lane entirely of their own. But this person felt like you were in a lane that they wanted to be in, if that makes sense. That's like kind of what I'm picking up on here, which again feels very complicating, especially if this does happen to be romantic. I do get the sense that there's something unresolved here. I'm hearing the contract is still open. With the contract card in the upright position, a library or university or classes or something could be significant with this person, or just books in general. You are still experiencing an open contract with this person on a spiritual level, because something about your bond is still expanding them, is what I'm hearing. It's still meant to expand them to some next level of their own life. But I'm hearing that they have to learn how to value and appreciate you without taking it as a personal negative reflection on them. They also have to reveal some kind of truth to you. I'm almost hearing like there are certain conditions that have to be met for this person to connect with you in your current higher energy. And so one of those conditions is they must choose to admire and appreciate you as you are, instead of feeling triggered into jealousy or envy because of how they feel you reflect back to them their own flaws or their own lack of fulfillment in their own life. So that is one thing that would have to shift. And the second thing that would have to shift is they would have to come forward with some kind of truth. I'm hearing about what really happened, because the sense that I get is that this person really left you hanging in some kind of way. I'm hearing they may have ghosted you or just dropped off very suddenly. And first, they're going to have to get honest with themselves internally about why they did that. But I feel many of them are already there, that they are in that state of knowing why they had to distance internally. They may have even come to this realization very recently. So if you've had a recent uptick in thoughts about this person, it may be because they actually had that realization internally about the truth of why they had to pull away from you. Because what I'm getting from this person is they may have ghosted you or distanced from you without even knowing why they were doing it. Like they weren't even really doing it consciously. They were just like reacting to something internally that they didn't even really understand at the time, and then pulling away from you as a result of that. But now I'm seeing that it's been really put in their face, the truth of why they distanced, why they pulled away, why they may have went really cold on you suddenly. And now that they've developed that truth within themselves, in order for them to connect with you in the physical more consistently, they're going to have to present that full and complete truth to you as well. But the reason that you may still be feeling a pull to this person or a longing for them, and they are definitely feeling that for you here, is because there is some kind of unfinished business. There is an unresolved soul contract that is still open between the two of you. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this reading here for now. I'm sure that we will channel into many of these dynamics in future readings. So of course, if this connected, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. You can also leave me a comment and let me know what related for you, if anything. And you can follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself for daily text posts and inspiring energy updates and messages. You can also listen to my channeled music on Spotify under my artist name Songs by Infinity. And you can, of course, download my Sound and Soulful Subliminals app and use my Break No Contact Subliminal to speed up the timeline of contact with a specific person from your past or in your life by clicking the link in the pinned comment or description box below. Otherwise, I am going to leave things here. I hope you have a beautiful remainder of your Saturday and rest of your weekend, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.